Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in Austin, Texas, the capital of Texas, a city that has tons and tons of stuff to do, from checking out cool shops on South Congress, drinking yourself silly on East 6th Street, or going to like the more cooler places to drink like Rainey Street and things like that, or the museums that are here. There's so many cool things to do when you are here that sometimes you forget there's things you don't do when you do go to a place. And that's why today's video is the don'ts of visiting Austin, Texas. And the first don't I have for you is don't freak out about the bats. Look, there's a population of anywhere from 700,000 to 1.5 million bats that live here in Austin. But not all over the city, just underneath one bridge, underneath the Congress Bridge. It's not the one behind me, it's the one farther down. And during the warmer months, there's this huge colony, and at dusk or in the early evening, they come out and fly around, and there's like this big black cloud that flies around, and it is really, really cool to check out. So when you do come here, you will see bat t-shirts, bat statues, and bat memorials, and all kinds of stuff. And it is one of those things to do. So don't forget to go out and watch that in the early evening in the warmer months, because my next don't for you also has to deal with the bats, and that is don't expect to see the bats from November through February, because they go back down and they fly down to Mexico, okay? So they're not even here. So that's why you're not seeing too many video footage of the bats flying here, because I'm here at the end of January. So sadly, no bats for me, but you can see them in the summertime, okay? Now, my actual really good tourist don't for you when you are gonna come here is don't come here when there's a festival if you're not going to be going to that festival. Look, South by Southwest, and there's all kinds of other festivals that come through here, is whenever that happens, the hotels really jack up the prices. I mean, double, triple the usual prices for hotels during the festivals, maybe a Texas football game too. You want to be careful with that. So if you're looking to come down here, and you can bring your kids down here, it's a cool place to come, going for a buddy's weekend kind of thing. It is a really cool city, but make sure you're coming when there's not a festival, because you can save yourself hundreds of dollars a night. We're here, it's January, ain't nothing going on here. We're staying at a nice hotel downtown for a good price. I'm like, hey, this is actually affordable here. So do be careful with that, because don't expect cheap anything when it is a festival time. And also, it gets super packed during the festivals. And if I want to talk about how packed things get when you are here, is the packedness you have on the roads. Look, the next don't I have for you is don't drive in Austin. Here's the thing, the city of Austin has exploded over the last 20 years. I mean, if you lived here 20 years ago, you probably wouldn't recognize this city. It has grown so much, but the problem is the city planners, I mean, they've probably thought, oh yes, Austin's a cool place, people will come here, but they probably didn't know they were gonna come in mass. And the city has not planned accordingly. So the highways, the roads, the parking, totally suck. I mean, main roads coming in and out of downtown, rush hour traffic, man, don't even bother with that. Stay in your hotel till it goes away so you can get around, because man, you do not want to drive downtown because it's such a pain. Also, parking is a pain when you are here, so do have a heads up for that. What I'd recommend is if you're driving in, you're gonna stay at one of the hotels downtown, have them valet it, okay? Don't worry about that, all right? Now, my next don't is, well, Mark, if we valet our cars, how are we gonna get around? Well, my next don't is gonna make you go, what? And that is, don't count on public transportation to get you to all the places you want to see when you are here, because it's like there are buses and stuff to get you around, but I haven't been super impressed with them. So don't think public transport's going to help you. But having said that, don't be afraid to Uber everywhere you want to go. Uber is here in full force. You have a lot of young people here. A lot of people don't have cars when they're here because there's so many Uber drivers around. Man, we've taken about 5 Ubers so far. The longest we waited was 2 minutes. Okay, so don't forget to download that Uber app or whoever you want to use, because it does make a difference, because the public transport. And following on with that is, if you are actually going to drive when you are here, don't speed. Don't mess with the cops. Don't give them reason to pull you over, because the cops in Austin will be more than glad to pull you over when you're going like 5 miles over the speed limit. And if you're parking waiting for your friends to come out, they might be like, honk, honk, hey, you can't do that. Uber drivers here, look, if you're going to use Uber, if you want to keep your rating high as a good passenger, make sure you get to your Uber really quickly, because they've got all these parking managers and parking cops everywhere. Like, beep, beep, hey, get out of the way, they're going to get fined. So do have a heads up for that one, okay? Now, my next few don'ts have to do with the food when you are here, and I'll be honest, the food is great here. So my first don't for you is don't come on a diet when you're coming to Austin, because they've got great barbecue. You're eating the brisket here, okay? Brisket is the best. You're going with the beef stuff, not the pork like you do in the Southeast. This is all about beef. We're in cattle country here, so you gotta eat the barbecue. Oh man, the beef ribs and the brisket. Oh my God, sausage are good too. I mean, there's so many good smoked foods, barbecue here, that you're gonna gain weight. But it's not just that. The Tex-Mex, the tacos, there's so many great restaurants here, and not just the traditional things you think about Texas, like barbecue and Tex-Mex. There's all kinds of fusion cuisines, Asian cuisines, European cuisines. There's a tons of Germans that had come here in this area. I mean, there's just lots and lots of food options when you're here, and you know in Texas, they like to do it big. So you get a lot of food, so just be prepared. And I will say, if you are here, you've gotta have chicken fried steak. It's not chicken, it's just chicken fried. So it's got the breading around it, smash down that steak. Oh my God, it is so good. Make sure you have that when you are here. Another don't I have to do with you with your food is don't be a snob about food trucks. Look, food trucks are all over Austin. They are the place to eat, whether it's getting a breakfast taco or an afternoon snack or a late night grub. There are so many food trucks here that'll sell you anything, yes, from tacos, Tex-Mex, sausages, barbecue, any donuts, anything you can think of, there's probably a food truck for it. I mean, you go all over, you're like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna have something from this truck. And like, wait, that truck looks good too. And you will have this really great food truck experience here. So don't be like, oh, it's food from a truck. No, no, no. The food trucks here are awesome. Definitely eat from them. And another thing with the food is don't eat breakfast in your hotel. It's not worth it. Go and have a breakfast taco, actually 2 or 3 breakfast tacos anywhere in the city. Tacos are fantastic here. We had Torchy's this morning. It was awesome. All the great tacos we had. And when you're there, yeah, why not have some queso for breakfast? I mean, hey, queso's great all the time. You're gonna have such great food that you don't need to stay in your hotel for breakfast. Go out, have the breakfast tacos, and for the love of God, if in your mind right now you're thinking breakfast tacos, you mean like McDonald's breakfast burritos? No, no, no. It's a totally different, magnificent, wonderful moment when you have breakfast tacos here. So make sure you do that for breakfast. And I guess another thing I would say with the tacos is don't get tricked into like overspending for tacos. Like, oh, it's $6 for a taco here or there. You're like, no, no, no. If you go to a nice food truck or you go to a tacos like cart in town, they will all have fantastic tacos. You will be totally fine and totally happy and looking like me, like, oh, it's like Christmas, I got tacos everywhere. It is really, really awesome. Now, the next thing I want to talk about in terms of the don'ts is more of a serious thing, and that is, you know, don't take that Keep Austin Weird vibe as something that really is all of the city. Look, Keep Austin Weird may have meant something, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but honestly, I would say it's more like Keep Austin Eccentric, because there's been a lot of money that's come into the city, a lot of gentrification, and so that weird, kooky, cool vibe of Austin isn't there as much as it used to be. Now, there is still really cool shops. I mean, South Congress is still cool to go to for the shops there, but you're starting to notice that the big corporate stores are coming in as well. So you can have cool little shop, corporate store, that can be in any mall in America. And you're like, wait a minute, how is that keeping Austin weird? So what I kind of look at is that Keep Austin Weird, it's just a marketing slogan. It's a marketing slogan, so when something is kind of weird or eccentric, you end up paying, a 20% price premium on whatever you're buying. So just have a heads up for that, because it really has not been as weird as it used to be. Because remember, weird versus eccentric. Weird, you have no money. Eccentric, you have money, and there's a lot of money here in Austin, okay? So another don't I have for you is, if you don't see a line to a barbecue place, don't go there. Look, you're gonna have to wait in line for good barbecue. There's a line there for a reason, because it is good. And yes, you may have to wait a half hour, an hour to get some barbecue. If you're going to Franklin's, like the most popular one, where all the tourists like to go as well, you could wait almost 2 hours for it. Again, when the festivals are here. When it's off season, it's not that bad. But just know that don't be surprised if you do have to wait in line, but don't worry, it is so worth it when you are here. And another don't I have for you is, when you come here, don't worry about having a good time. There is plenty of stuff to do. If you like shopping, yes, there is the South Congress. There's all the shops around town. There's plenty of shopping for everybody when you are here. You want to go out? If you want more of that Bourbon, Beale Street, drink it up, all kinds of stuff, yeah. East 6th Street is really for, I want to get my drink on and listen to some live music. That's where you're going to go. If you want more of a calm, laid back kind of feel, you go to Rainey Street, where they've taken these houses and turned into bars and restaurants and stuff like that. Or heck, all throughout the downtown, downtown and other areas, you're gonna find local bars, local taco places, local restaurants where you can go and have great barbecue, great Tex-Mex, great food, great beer, great the margaritas here, or the Mexican martinis, if you want to have it in a martini glass. There's so much great drinking and eating that you'll have a great time here. And the thing is, it's not just for adults, okay? There are things for kids, but you can't really take your kids to the bars at night, just so you know. You probably should tonight anyway, but there are things. The Bullock State Museum you can go to, the state capitol is here, there's a number of museums here, the zoo, all kinds of great stuff. Heck, if you did drive here, man, you can get to San Antonio in an hour and a half and see the Alamos, do the Riverwalk, see SeaWorld there. You can go to Fredericksburg, you can go and see an old German community. You're like, I'm tired of all this Texas food, I want to go back to Germany. Well, guess what? You go to Fredericksburg, you can eat some really good German food. Ever wonder why the chicken fried steak's still popular? It's like a cousin of the Wiener Schnitzel. Seriously, they're like brothers, there's cousins or something, and they're both tasty and delicious, so you'll be happy with that.
So I'm gonna add on to Mark's don'ts. My don'ts, there are 4 of them. 1, don't expect to find a unicorn. If that doesn't make sense, it just means don't expect to find a local. There are lots of people who live here, but not too many are actually from here. I swear to you, of all the people I've met, I think one was actually from Austin. Another one was from Houston. That was as close as we got. The rest were like Midwest, Northeast, way west, but no one was from Austin, so other than the one guy. So there you go, don't expect to find a lot of locals. One of the other don'ts is don't expect the live music to be everywhere. It's really kind of concentrated in like certain areas, like the historic district. It's not all over Austin, at least not all day. On that note, 6th Street has a lot of music, and I keep a lot of covers in this area, whereas at Red River, there's a lot of like more local, original music, at least that's what my ears tell me. So the other thing is, don't worry about, don't be surprised with the beggars. You got these beggars that are funny, and they're great because you can say no, and they have a sense of humor. Like this guy wants money for weed. Love it. But you know, then there are those beggars who are working for causes, and oh my gosh, these people are like incessant. They don't stop bugging you. They want you to sign up to do this and sign up for that and blah, blah, blah. And they won't let you go. Whereas the traditional beggars here on 6th Street, they're just like, cool man, thanks, see you later, you know, no big deal. So just don't be surprised by the beggars and that you may be accosted by some of them.
But it still is a fantastic city with lots to do, lots of stuff to eat, really nice people. We've had a great time. I mean, Texas has got amazing people in general. Austin's been no different from that. And I really do recommend you coming here. It is a good time. I won't lie to you. Anyway, if you want to learn more about coming to Austin, the 5 things you should eat when you are here, maybe you want to know the don'ts of Texas in general, or maybe things that'll shock you when you visit the U.S., check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we really appreciate your likes, subscriptions. We hope you have a great time here in Austin. Whether it's weird or not, you will enjoy it. Bye from Austin.